Welcome to Humantelligence for Coaches, where we combine the magic of coaching with the power of technology. We will be showing you how leadership and team development coaches can increase sales inside 90 days. Here are some of our clients, like Kada, who really loves what we do to help him convert hesitant clients. Kada's experience is typical, where coaches have a period of training and familiarization. They get to know the platform, do their customization, and gain confidence in using it. After that, the results come quickly. And this is Isabel in India, who used the data we provide to win a client in the tech manufacturing industry. If you look at your cell phone, there's a 50% chance it was assembled by her client. And like Kada, Isabel was able to get a huge and fast return on her investment from becoming one of our valued coaches. And Barbara from Chile uses our tool in her marketing just to identify leads, and we've been able to accelerate her lead generation activity. She's been able to generate 10 times her usual leads in a month. We can help if you recognize yourself in any of these cases. These are drawn from our existing clients, and these problems are at the heart of what we do to support coaches in helping their business. It is what our team in Humantelligence is dedicated to, talking to coaches, understanding their problems and the needs, and then designing and implementing the technology the coach needs. So if you see yourself in any of these situations, then we've dealt with them with our existing coaches already. So if your coaching business has suffered through COVID because you couldn't get out to build more of those in-person networks, to build those valuable leads, or maybe you just need to grow your business to make it more sustainable. For example, you may be at the start of your coaching career, or you turn to online or virtual delivery of your coaching, but now you're concerned you're just like everyone else because everyone did the same thing during COVID. Or maybe you are looking for that edge over your competitors with your clients. You're looking to gain an advantage by knowing a prospect or a team better than they know themselves, getting closer to your client, or certainly knowing them better than any competitor would, wowing your clients with your insights. Maybe selling or closing deals is your issue. Are you having lots of conversations with potential clients, but they're not converting into paid engagements at the rate you think they should? Have you looked at the major personality tests and can see how they would be valuable in getting to know a potential client, getting your to meaningful conversations with your leads quickly, but you just can't use them because they charge you for each test and it's just too expensive? Are you posting like crazy on social media, getting views, likes, and comments, but they just aren't converting into solid leads? Or maybe you already have a client base, but would like to re-engage with them to have a bigger relationship. Do you ask yourself what you want from your coaching business? This is what our clients have told us they want from their coaching business. They want to be the trusted partner to their clients, to have a true close relationship with them, because you have a deep knowledge of the way they work and are able to deliver meaningful transformational coaching and highly valued results. They want their name to be widely known based on their reputation, and they would like their existing clients to refer them to others because they had such a great experience. But it's difficult out there. Competition is fierce. Coaching certifications don't teach marketing and sales, so you have to acquire these skills from somewhere else. You have to win business by building trust from cautious buyers. And this is who I am. I led global teams in my career, and despite leading in a similar way, using the same processes, I experienced wide performance differences between my teams across different geographies. And when I tried to fix those problems, I realized that it was nearly always a people problem that I had. But here was my issue. I hardly knew the people to be able to fix the problem. I looked at engaging consultants to help, but they couldn't tell me the problem unless I spent over $50,000 just for them to tell me where the problem was. And we hadn't even started to talk about solutions, what to do to fix the problem with the teams on a sustainable and scalable basis. So that's why Humantelligence was founded. And we still have the basic principle at our heart that if we understand each other better and how we relate to one another, we'll be happier and our teams will perform at a higher level. There are plenty of tests and tools to measure us individually, but they don't work very well to measure teams. And most of us don't work in isolation. We work in teams and groups with other people. We have grown into a business that supports clients in the areas of culture, team development, and collaboration. Many of our clients you won't have heard of, but here's some you will. They're recognizable around the world, and also here are just some of the awards which we have won, which I'm sure you will have heard of. We don't develop coaching content. Coaches have that covered, and there are many providers who will happily train you in their tools and techniques. We are dedicated to helping coaches win clients and achieve outstanding coaching results. So, how do you gain these advantages that we're talking about? What's the fundamental skill that we will add? By using the technology, we give you inside knowledge. You'll know your client or prospect's teams better than they know themselves. You'll be able to tell them exactly why they have their problems, why the teams are underperforming, where the issues lie, which people aren't understanding one another, where the communications bottlenecks are, where the gaps are between the people and the performance expectations. And all this knowledge is gained quickly and cheaply by you, so you can get straight to the value-added piece that both you and your clients are interested in, which is what coaching should you use to get the best results. Getting all that initial data about a team used to be difficult. Remember my experience. The initial data gathering was going to cost me over $50,000 for around 100 people, just for that phase. So there is a significant cost in time and money that has to be factored in just to get to the point of understanding the team that you are coaching. There's at least 2 to 3 hours work per person and often more. Multiply that across the number of team members, and that's a whole lot of work before you've even thought about what coaching solution you are going to propose. It takes a long time and considerable effort before you know a team and which coaching you should deploy to be most effective. Much of the data is acquired from interviews and surveys, but it suffers from different cognitive biases, so it's unreliable anyway. It's really difficult to persuade a prospect to let you loose on their team until you have made the engagement. But they won't hire you because you don't have the data for them, so can only talk in generalities instead of pinpoint specifics. It's a classic catch-22. So the engagement has to include finding out about the team, interviewing people, perhaps deploying some testing, and utilizing surveys to gather opinion. That's expensive and time consuming, and someone has to bear the cost and make the time investment. It's difficult to persuade a client to use you if they haven't used you before, when you don't know what type of coaching you need to deploy. We shortcut that data gathering and analysis phase so you can gain clarity over where the coaching should be deployed and be able to measure how well the coaching is working to demonstrate value to your client. You won't need to meet and interview each person, and so instead of this whole process taking 1 or 2 weeks for site visits and interview scheduling, The whole thing can be done in a couple of hours with no scheduling or in-person requirements. Isabel Haslader in India has proven that. Remember the key insight that will get your prospects and clients to listen to you. You are telling them things they don't know, or more usually, things that they suspect but aren't able to put their finger on. But you will have the clarity and the data. That is valuable information that you are giving them. And when you know those things, your prospects and clients will be excited about what you do for them and what you can bring to their organization and team. Once you gain the confidence and proficiency with the platform, those results are achievable. It typically takes 2 to 3 hours to go through the setup and initial training. Coaches always like to carry out an initial run with a friendly team. Sometimes it's even family members to gain the familiarity and confidence with the platform, but then they go straight to work, deploying it in their practice. We know that sounds great if you have a ready client, but we know that some of you are wondering, how do you even get in the door to talk to a prospective client? Many coaches use the platform for marketing. By using the lure of the insights they gain, they bring people into their prospect universe and deploy the results to help build trust with prospective clients, because they can have discussions based on personal understanding. At the moment, you probably get out there to networking events, trying if you can to get a speaking slot, and make a significant time investment developing your presentation, traveling to and from the venue in the hope that again, someone will come up and ask if you can help them. That's a lot of time, effort, and expense for an uncertain return. Maybe you're posting like crazy on social media, hoping to generate views, likes, and comments that might lead to something meaningful. And we know how demoralizing it can be just waiting for things to come to you from your website. So the way to make your marketing more effective is to give away something valuable. By giving your prospects something that is valuable to them, which is an inventory of who they are, what their behaviors, values, motivators, work and energizers are, and how they relate to their life priorities, you will be increasing their self-understanding and self-awareness. And as you probably know, that is the first ingredient in having successful emotional intelligence. So you give them these valuable and relevant insights, but in return, they have to give you their details. This simple LinkedIn post generated 70 leads from around 800 views. Barbara was able to analyze the character traits of those leads, understand the makeup of the kinds of people she would resonate with, and further improve her marketing, utilizing the insights and the life priorities to build trust and turn the lead into a client. Barbara got 10 times more leads in a month using this strategy. And not only do you have the contact information of your lead, but you have very helpful data about the person that you can use to build trust and shape how you communicate with them. It's a process that does require a little effort. According to the International Coaching Federation annual survey, out of 100 highly trained coaches who spend thousands of dollars and many hours, days, and years on becoming a coach, only 25% go on to be full-time coaches. So 75% can't make enough money to support a one-person business. It's not because they're bad coaches, it's because they need some help and they can't find and close enough clients to make a living in the profession they love. It's the front end of sales and marketing that is the problem. So to summarize, by providing a depth of insight into teams, you can win clients for team development you couldn't before. And you will have more and better engagements with your existing clients. If you're able to provide insights into people or teams that were hidden before, and can do it at the prospecting stage, you'll be able to target your coaching and increase the chances of an engagement. And if they are already your client, you can provide new insights and it will open up a new avenue for you to do more coaching. And if it's marketing or generating clients that are your problem, then you need to concentrate on converting your digital marketing views specifically into leads and have the tool to capture them. When you have a lot more data about your lead and their life priorities, it is much more likely that you will convert them to a client if you use that data. And when you combine more leads with better conversion rates and higher fees, you get the panacea of a bigger business. You could, of course, build your own questionnaire that captures the detail of the leads and asks the questions that give you data insights. It could take you a week maybe, and you would still have to buy the software to capture the data unless you're a programmer already. So there's easily still $5,000 to $10,000 worth of effort if you were doing this yourself. And if you wanted your question scientifically validated and don't have a big sample set of data to use, which you wouldn't if your questionnaire was new, then add at least another $25,000 to $50,000 depending on how deep you need to go. You could use a proprietary test. Typically they run at about $40 a test. You may also have to part with hundreds, if not thousands of dollars getting certified in the use of the test. But many of these tests are good and accurate at what they do, but they're often very specific, often focusing on something like behaviors alone, for example. But when you're trying to find a problem, it's better to sweep the area and test a lot of things, not just behaviors or some other specific variable. It's better to look across the board for clues into people's values, their motivators, their behaviors, their preferred working environment, their energizers, and understand their current life priorities and needs. Many tests concentrate on just one area, which is fine once you've found the problematic area, but not if you're trying to find where to look. You may remember Isabel, the coach in India, where she would have spent over $4,000 getting the data of 120 employees. That's money far better in her pocket than going to an assessment provider. Providers tend to charge by the test, which makes them unusable in marketing campaigns. After all, who would take that risk? You could have a financial problem if your marketing campaigns are effective. And to be effective, a questionnaire needs to be quick. That's particularly true on the marketing side. Spending 60 to 90 minutes doing a test will result in incredibly high dropout rates. People just don't have the time or interest to do a blind test that takes that long. Many tests aren't suitable for teams. They simply give an individual's results. Getting something that gives team insights is much rarer. You can do the surveys and interviews of a prospect's team yourself to gain the insights you need before you can propose a coaching solution, but that takes so much time. It's a huge investment in time and cost for you without any guarantee of success. You can easily spend 2 to 3 hours per person just gathering their data. With Humantelligence for Coaches, you get that ready-built lead capture database, landing pages for marketing, and unlimited test usage for both individuals and teams with immediate analysis of the results, all for a single affordable monthly subscription. The support is there for you, but you don't need a certification. So you can get going on the productive work of building and expanding your coaching business immediately, getting the same number of leads in a month that used to take you a year, win clients you wouldn't have been able to before, and expand your footprint and gain additional revenues with your existing clients. So again, this is a solution aimed at coaches looking to expand their business by generating more leads, especially in the digital and social media space, or who are struggling to close prospective team development clients, or who already have a cohort of clients that they would like to do more with. After all, expanding existing clients is a lot easier than winning new ones. Kader is very bold when he uses the Humantelligence platform. He deploys Humantelligence and gives the insight analysis during the prospecting process. He can do this because he doesn't spend much time and no extra money up front, and his prospect has faith then that Cada's value-added coaching solutions are customized and will be deployed into exactly where they are needed and will have the most benefit. Isabel was able to move a client to action who had been considering their issue for 2 years. They felt they needed to develop a more agile leadership team, but couldn't get clarity on what that meant or which solutions would be effective until she was able to convince them with the data that came from the Humantelligence for Coaches platform. And Barbara deployed Humantelligence in her lead generation. If she was being charged for each test, generating 70 leads would have cost her nearly $3,000. And Barbara was able to analyze the character traits of those leads, understand the makeup of the people, so she could resonate with them to further improve her engagement with them and her future marketing. And she utilized the insights and the life priorities to build trust and turn the lead into a client. With Humantelligence for Coaches, you'll be able to use the power of a scientific psychometric test on an unlimited basis without worrying about the cost of the tests running away from you. The results are easy and obvious to interpret, and you won't need to spend hours analyzing complicated results. You have the ability to capture more leads from your digital marketing posts than ever before, and finally be able to realize the commercial value of those views. Before, you may even have had thousands of views, but no business. You will understand your leads better than they understand themselves, and will be able to use this to turn many more of them into clients. You'll be able to undertake team analysis to gain insights at the prospecting stage without worrying about the time and cost of doing all the pre-work. Instead, the pre-work will become the major factor in deepening your discussions, building trust, targeting your coaching, and ultimately converting your prospect into a client. So your conversion rates will increase dramatically and you will win clients that you couldn't win before. You'll be able to get more work from your existing clients by providing insights and demonstrating a need that has never been visible before. You will show them what has been holding their team back, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and what they should look at to move forward in their objectives. There's a lot of insightful data generated from our assessment that can be fed back to the individual and which is available to you as their coach. Coaching international teams has always been difficult due to language differences. Now you'll be able to use 6 different languages interchangeably, allowing you to cross borders and cultures with your coaching. You can see the results in your preferred language, whilst a client or prospect can see the same results in theirs. Tests are often priced per unit. This makes them impossible to use in marketing or with prospects. The investment is just way too risky. Now you'll be able to deploy unlimited testing all within a single affordable monthly subscription, giving you the freedom to use the tests wherever and whenever you can, without worrying about how much it costs. Many tests can take an hour or more to complete and are focused on just one area, often behaviors, which is the most popular. That's just too long. Many people will become bored and drop out, and you'll fail to capture their data. Those tests are great though for getting deep, but not for using in marketing or as a wide-ranging diagnostic. Now, in only 10 minutes, you will have detailed reports into a person's motivations and values, behaviors, preferred environment, and energizers, and they will tell you what are currently their top 3 life priorities, ideal for engaging with them and understanding their issues. You will have your output branded. This is a detailed 11-page report that is generated automatically for every individual user and that you as the coach will have access to. And what we do is take all the individual data and assimilate it so you'll be able to see in any team who they are, how they come together as a team, how they sabotage each other, what the barriers are, what their strengths and weaknesses are, how is their diversity of thought, how the leader is leading them, what each person's priorities are, and how they fit with the goals of the team. For example, you can do gap analyses, looking at the team, where it actually is versus where they want to be. Or you can customize your coaching to specific groups or individuals to develop traits or skills. Or you could target individuals for coaching on specific mismatched people. You'll be able to see the key strengths and weaknesses in a team. For example, this team are very supportive of each other as they have a score highly in the helper persona, but struggle to meet deadlines and move projects forward because no one in the team has the results driver persona in their profile. You'll be able to understand the team's values or motivators, their behaviors, preferred working environment, and their individual life priorities. You'll be able to see what each person contributes to the team and which management style would work best for them. For example, in this team of 18 people, 14 people have freedom as a strong motivational value. If the manager thinks that what this team needs is close supervision and micromanagement, then they will probably experience a negative outcome from using that style. And when you take up Humantelligence for Coaches, you will have your own branded, customizable portal and reports to represent your brand. So any documents a client or lead sees will have your brand on them. And when they click on your funnel, it will be branded and have your content on it. Or you can use our standard content as well to get you started. So before, you would have a separate marketing funnel and landing page independent of your data. Now they're integrated into one account, and customizable landing pages can be created in minutes. It's all in a template that is easy to use and deploy in your marketing or with any of your clients whenever you like. You can embed the links into your website so you capture more page views, which is much better than the typical contact us form in most websites. Or you can put the links into LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram posts. Or you can even put them into the notes if you happen to do YouTube videos. You can even put a link directly into the video using a QR code. We know coaching can be a lonely business, but you will also gain access to a regular Humantelligence-led forum where coaches discuss marketing and sales successes, case studies reflecting their work, all shared amongst like-minded coaches using the same tool from around the world. This helps replicate the successes of others and grow your business. Many tests are focused on understanding the individual. Getting team insights is hard work, usually involving the heavy lifting of interviews, observation, and surveys. Now you will immediately access team results and have guided, powerful insights into the team working dynamics and strengths and weaknesses of a team. You will know things about them that the team does not know about themselves. And once you have a science-based analysis, you'll be able to understand the gap between where a team is and where they want to be, which will highlight the target areas needed for coaching and whether you should be undertaking individual or team coaching or a combination of both. So no leaps of faith are needed by your client. They will know what you are going to do and the why will be crystal clear. And remember, if you wanted to use testing in your marketing or with your prospects, previously it would have cost you around $40 a test. So a successful campaign that captured 100 leads would easily run you $4,000. To combat this, you could develop your own test, but it's unlikely to be scientifically valid because to get one of those is a cost often in the hundreds of thousands. And then you have to get some technology together to deploy it. It just doesn't bear thinking about, and you haven't even touched the analytical capability. To gain insights for a team of 10, you would have to interview them, test them, deploy questionnaires and surveys to understand what is going on with them. Not including the cost of the tools you use, there's probably a week's worth of work there for you, a big risk to take if you don't already have their commitment. And with your existing clients, once you've done the work with them, they trust you, they like you, but what else could you do with them to continue to stay their trusted advisor without looking like you were stretching the amount of value you were giving them? Now, all of this comes at a price affordable to any coach. For only $59 a month, you get full unlimited use for marketing, individual coaching, and access to the forum, but not the team analysis and insights. It's great if you only ever coach individuals. To get full use for teams, it's just another $40 per month. There are no long-term contracts involved, and you can cancel anytime. Everything is yours for $99 a month, which is by far our most popular subscription. So that's our product, Humantelligence for Coaches, dedicated to you, the coach. Please book a call to sign up by clicking on the link attached to this video. We know you may have some questions, so let's cover off the common ones that we get. We're often asked, how do we cope with larger teams? Remember, because most tools that give insights charged by the unit, things can get pretty costly pretty quickly. And the irony is that the bigger the team, the more likely the leader will need some help. And so far, we have nailed it for teams up to 250 people, and there are no additional costs, whatever the size of the team. And in terms of support, we have people in the major geographies across the globe to cover all time zones. You're not limited in what you can ask support for. We have lots of resources to support you if you want to do things by yourself, but we are available if you want to talk to an expert. This includes tech, marketing, and IO psychology to help you get the most out of the platform. Now, a big proportion of coaches are already certified practitioners on the recognized tests, and they still like them, but they can't use them to generate dozens of new leads or deploy them into clients because of the pricing structure and because they require a certified practitioner to interpret the results. So it's a lot of work to deploy a test. Core results are wholly contained in the report, readable and understood by the user, so there is no intervention by the coach required. Instead, you can concentrate on moving forward to the future with your new client and deploying your coaching skills. Also, different tests do different things. Our scientifically validated test is 4-in-1. It measures motivators and personal values, behaviors, preferred environment, and life priorities. We gather all that data in 12 minutes. It's great for diagnosis and gaining clarity, but some tests concentrate on particular areas, going in deep and taking much longer. They really don't work in marketing. Users drop out before they complete them, and the insights, whilst deep, are narrow. So we'd always say, deploy the right test for the right job. And in terms of currency, well, you sign up with a credit or debit card, and you automatically pay the US dollar equivalent because your card provider does the conversion for you. And I know a lot of people worry about data privacy, and we get lots of questions on it. We operate across the company to European GDPR standards, and those are considered the most stringent in the world. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we maintain the European GDPR standards for you. And if you want to cancel, then simply let us know and we will stop your subscription. So if you have any other questions or would like to know more, or even you're ready to join our growing community of coaches, please click on the link alongside the video. Thank you for listening and learning about Humantelligence for coaches, and we hope to speak with you soon.